Quality 1880. Well, okay, we are live, and lagging a little bit. I'm doing this kind of a impromptu kind of stream here. I am going to be setting up for some tabletops here in a few minutes to do some on-table recording for a couple of reviews that are upcoming. I went and filmed on Saturday. Didn't have to do anything else since then. So we're gonna be doing that. I'm just gonna be talking BSing with y'all while I get set up with everything. Nothing all that too formal or important or anything like that. Just thought I'd hang out with y'all for a few minutes while I get set up to film. Plus, kind of gives you an idea of what I have to do to set up the film. Plus, also, I'm going to be talking about some stuff as well. I'm going to see if I can raise this up just a little bit here. You see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, it looks a little better. It appears that I am at, I don't know, looks like 20-second lag. Give or take. Yeah, I say 20-second lag. Anyways, plus, I'm gonna be announcing some stuff here. I've got new microphones that I'm working with. Mantis exit me over one of their laser training academies. So that is going to be a review that's going to be coming up soon. I've already posted a couple of shorts. I haven't got to mess with the system a whole lot, but I have fiddled with it, here and there. Nothing too crazy, but I have had a little bit of time with the system so far. I am going to go and I'm planning on having it thoroughly tested before I do the review on it. But so far, it is a really cool system so far. Out of the way. Here lately, my newest content ever since the New Mexico trip, I've been filming on my new camera. This is an Insta360 Pro. I've really liked this thing so far, mainly because it has a flip-up screen. It's a lot easier for me if I am filming by myself to be able to set up my shots because I haven't really had a chance to. Do I have an echo? Why? There shouldn't be an echo. I don't have any other microphones hooked up. Let me check OBS Studio real fast and see what do I have going on though. Let me mute that there. Okay, I should be just on GoPro audio right now. Do I still have an echo? Let me see, I might have to pop up my own stream in order. Oh, that's gonna give me an echo as well. Let me see here. What can I do? Maybe I can plug in my headphone. Let me see here. Make sure microphone is off. Okay, go there. Make sure microphone is off. Okay, cool. I got it fixed. Alright. Well, if that's the case, then, I'll continue. I don't know why I'm still lagging so far behind. Kind of a pain. I'm using my GoPro 7 for my microphone and webcam right now because it has a wide enough angle that it actually shows the whole room. I bought this little 4K, I don't even know if I can get the dang thing out here. I bought this little 4K webcam last year to use, but it doesn't actually export in 4K. It's not even in 1080, and the angle is really small. So I'm using the GoPro. But yeah, but I really like this camera, and plus I can hook up an external microphone to it, which is a lapel mic, which I've been using. I used that in some of the filming when I was at the range on Saturday. And one of the major problems I've had with audio while filming at the range is the wind. So I'm really hoping that little lapel mic with the wind guard on it actually helps a lot with helping reducing that wind noise, because I really hate it that sometimes, you know, that's just what it is. You got to deal with wind, but hopefully I don't have to deal with that now with the lapel mics. And I'm going to try to, you know, reply stuff when I can or not. There's probably not going to be many people watching, but I'm just, you know, BSing. Oh, what am I doing? This up here. Here. I wish I had more room and I could organize better. Really would be nice. Let's see. Now I did filming for 3 guns while I was at the range. I'm going to be finally doing reviews too. My Beretta 92F. This one right here is going to be one. I've been meaning to get around to this for a while. This is the FS. You go right to there. And also Gunflower sent me this little drop leg holster to check out. It's probably not going to have a review on its own, but it's going to be kind of an ad spot for one of these 2 videos. Another one I did the filming for was this SAR K2, and it's pretty much like a clone mix of like a CZ, and it's more CZ, but it's 45 ACP. I did a review on that one, which I have been haven't been getting to lately. And then also I took out Mosin carbine. That also is one I've been meaning to get to for a while. Because of all this vacation and stuff like that, I haven't been doing much of the gun reviews lately. But I'm trying to get back into that, especially with the cooler weather. And then also, another thing I took to the range is this beautiful abomination, which everyone loves and hates at the same time. My PPS 4352 that I bastardized. I went in and put my night vision on it, and a Chinese PEC that I have not had a chance to test at night yet with it, because I still have to sight this PEC into what I've sighted in this. I got a buddy who's going to let me shoot a wild hog at his place. Here sometime soon, and he wanted something quiet for me to use. So the quietest thing I have is a 16-inch barrel 9mm. So, you know, I can't really, it is what it is. As quiet as I can get. It will do the job for an earshot on a hog, no problem, as long as it's not that big of a hog. And then the ammunition I ended up picking, where's it at? Are these Winchester Black Talons. These are Winchester, right? Yeah. They're these Winchester Black Talons. And these are a self-defense. I think these what, 147 grain hollow point. These, out of all the 9mm that I tested when I was sighting the rifle, these actually grouped the best. Plus, they're the heaviest 9mm that I think I have. I originally tried sighting in with this Federal, this range target ammunition. This stuff here at 50 yards was just all over the target. So I was hoping I could have used this stuff to get sighted in, but I ended up having to going to a couple self-defense ammos in order to get a consistent enough group to even be on paper to begin with. So, you know, that is a thing, I suppose. Oh, and also today, I think I'm going to be assembling the moniker today. It is pretty much done. The stock outside is as good as it's going to get, to be honest. There's still some tweaking to do on here. Like I said, the bore on this thing is still trashed. But I did get it cleaned enough. The action is working fairly good. The stock, I'll show y'all when I do that. I'm going to probably film putting it back together. I may not film, but I don't know. I might do that on the live stream. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm going to be doing the tabletop for those here in a little while. Usually it takes me probably 20-30 minutes to set up for a tabletop, depending on what I am filming that particular day. Generally what I got to do is I set up everything, make sure I got my right angles, make sure I have any props that I need. I kind of set up a small script so I can kind of decide, you know, at least be a little bit on top of what I'm actually talking about. Sometimes I just kind of, you know, wing it because, you know, that's easier and I'm lazy, so, you know, winging it is, you know, usually my method. However, occasionally I will try to set up a script of some kind just to kind of go off of. It depends on what I'm doing. Now, funny enough, I still have 3 or 4 videos. Why isn't this going in here? I have 3 or 4 more videos that I need to do just from the New Mexico trip. To be honest, there's still stuff on that I have not made videos for yet. I set that about right there. Some of which, basically, I have one where I cooked, I made stew while we were up on top of the mountain. And it was something I really planned on and wanted to do ahead of time. You know? But I planned it ahead of time. But there were a couple things that I didn't quite factor in when I was preparing for that dinner ahead of time. And part of that was the altitude itself. The altitude created some problems when it came to actually actually cooking down some of the potatoes, the carrots. That was a problem to begin with. I wasn't exactly expecting that because it's been so long since I lived up there. I didn't remember that because of the higher altitude, water boils at a much lower temperature. and also that can affect cook times for certain things such as, you know, root type vegetables. The other thing that I wasn't quite counting on is I used dehydrated venison that was pre-seasoned for that dinner, and I couldn't. That was another thing. It didn't soften up quite as much as I wanted. Now the flavor of the stew overall was pretty good. No real complaints there as far as the flavor goes. Just didn't quite get everything as soft as I would have liked. Otherwise than that, it tasted okay. No complaints as far as the actual flavor goes. What am I going to do now? Oh, also another video that's gonna be coming up here probably the next couple weeks. I'm gonna be posting this on both my channels. Is I got a mud motor for my duck boat this year. I actually traded. If you look up there, you might notice my Remington 700 ADL is missing, and that's because I traded it to a guy that was here locally for a mud motor kit with a Predator 212 on it, and yeah, so I traded it straight up, and then he threw me $100 on top. So now I have a mud motor for duck hunting this year, and I don't have to worry about getting stuck or bottomed out while I'm out, you know, in the flats or in the lagoon. Now, the video I'm going to be doing with that is I ordered a new carb and exhaust system for it. Because the current carb is kind of gunked up and isn't idling great, so I'm putting a new higher performance carb on it and an exhaust on it. I might get 1 or 2 more horsepower, but I'm already going to be at stock. I'm at 6.5 horsepower, which is 2 more horsepower than what my 4.5 horsepower outboard was. So I'm already going to be able to move a little bit faster as it is with that. But I'm going to do a video that's going to be swapping out that carb and the exhaust system on it, because that's for my duck boat, so it's outdoors and hunting related, so it's going to be on this channel, but I'm also going to post it on TXODM Garage as well. And then also we are going to be in TXODM Garage getting more into that here in a little while as well, because I got the Camaro running again last night. I did the battery relocate here in the spring, and the battery cable I used was 4 gauge, which is what I've used from all my other battery relocations. But for some reason with the Camaro, it was getting a lot of resistance, and it could have been just that I cheaped out with the 4 gauge wire. So that was a problem. So I went ahead and I changed up a couple of things. I switched to 0 gauge wire. That was a higher quality wire, and that did appear to get me enough voltage, amperage up to the starter to start it. The battery's still a little weak, so I may have to change the battery as well. The battery I'm using right now is just a 650 cold cranking amp, and I'll probably pop that up to at least an 850 or 1,000. We'll see what I can find. I might end up just going to an Optima Red Top. I don't know yet exactly what's going to be the situation with that specifically, but I am going to be doing one or the other. Did I? Oh yeah. That's still a little moist, but yeah, so I'm gonna Okay, I think we're back. Or... Are we back now? I think we're back. When I came in the room, I had bumped the cord to the GoPro, and it looks like it, took a second to re-register the camera. I think it's just the lag. I don't know what's going on here, but I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Anyways, okay, back to what I was talking about. So, I've been busting away on this stock for actually no, it's been for about a week now. I've been busting away at this stock. For anyone who remember what it looks like before, it was almost solid black with all the oil and stuff. And, this is the moniker that Royal Tiger Import sent me, and this is from the Ethiopia cache. So this rifle sat in a warehouse in Ethiopia for, I don't know, who knows how long, probably since, you know, at least the 40s. So it took me a long time to get out all the oil. I'm trying to look and see if it was probably as dark as the stock on my FAL, which I need to do the same treatment too, because the FAL, when I take it out and it's really hot, it oozes oil and cosmoline out of the stock. So it's kind of nasty to mess with. So I'm going to have to pull off that wood and treat it the same way with this and restain it. That way I can take it out and not worry about getting all oily, which is the main reason why I'm not shooting the FAL that much, and I haven't done a video yet. Well, the other reason is I want to get the full uniform to do the for that. Now, the problem that I had most with this stock was actually this upper handguard, which took me forever to try and get it to a color that somewhat matches, and it still doesn't quite match. My theory is it's a different type of wood than the actual rest of the stock, and I have a couple theories as to why I've had so much trouble. So first of all, I think it's a different type of wood, and the stripper I was using on it was actually eating up the wood. So I ended up adding this. It's a what's it called? It's a I'm going to show it in the full video, because the full video for this stock is going to be going up here probably next week or sometime this week. It's a supportive glass paint that you put on here, and it soaks into the wood and it strengthens the wood. And I put it on the inside here because right here was real thin. It was rotting a lot, and I put it across the top. Now, for some reason, this wood just ends up way too dark with anything I put on it as far as stain and whatnot goes. Even this morning, I've only put one coat of linseed oil on it, and then I took some rubbing alcohol and Sunfish for fish. Cheers, y'all. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't know if it's the internet that's causing the lag, to be honest. It could be the camera, because on OBS Studio, it's probably the internet, to be honest. I don't have great upload speeds. I have pretty good download speeds. Upload speeds, not the greatest. I need to get better internet. But like I was saying, I did one coat of linseed oil on this thing after I did the stain. Well, first I did the stain, and it just went straight black. So I had to strip it again. I diluted the stain with rubbing alcohol, which you're not supposed to do, but I did a real light stain, and it looked great. It looked just like that. Put a coat of linseed oil on it, and it went straight to black again. So I had to strip it off again, and this time I did just one light coat of linseed oil. It looked pretty good, and then I was like, you know, I'm just gonna, with rubbing alcohol, just just wipe it clean to get the excess oil off, and now it's like that. So this piece here has been a pain in the ass the whole project. The stock, on the other hand, came out really, really great. I like the way the stock came out. I wanted something that was kind of lighter color. I still showed its age, so it came out real great. Still got a slight oily feel to it from the linseed oil, but I did rub this with rubbing alcohol as well to try and get it a little less oily. It's, if you can see on the inside, it's kind of hard to see. It's still kind of sweating some of the linseed oil and stuff like that. The problem with these really, really old surplus rifle stocks that have been soaking in Cosmoline for the better part of a century is it's next to impossible to get all of it out. You know, so inevitably when I take this out, if it's going to be too warm, it's probably still going to sweat on me, which sucks. Pain. But I think what I'm going to do is I've got pretty much just that little bit right there. I'm going to pull this over, the table over real fast, kind of arrange this, and I'm going to slap this rifle back together really fast. This video is already not going to be monetized. YouTube does not let me monetize anything where I touch a gun in a live, yet it's perfectly fine if, you know, I upload my videos. It's whatever. YouTube's BS incarnate. So I'm gonna move this over here. Try to get my table off over here. Now I do got some good projects. I'm really hoping that RTI is willing to send me another rifle. I really want to get one of the VZ52s if they still have any in stock. Because I'm talking to another company right now that makes original VZ52 ammunition, and possibly I might have a deal worked with them to send me some ammo for some of these older guns. Another company I'm real happy to be working with is Liquid Freedom. This company, I've reached out to, actually it was by complete accident. I saw them on Facebook and I was like, too bad y'all don't have what is it, a associate program or something like that, because I'd like to work with y'all. And they messaged me back, and here we are. And for the reviews for the 3 guns I showed earlier, I'm actually shooting some of these cans. So that's part of our little deal, is I'm going to be shooting cans in the videos and stuff like that. So I think I just need my screwdriver right here. Try to get this a little closer. I'm just going to slap this rifle together real fast. Did all the hard stuff. Now, I will say, when I do the actual review on this rifle, I do got to go into some detail about the bolt, because the bolt is a bit of a pain in the ass. Not so much to put together, but to actually put in the rifle itself is a bit of a pain. But then again, you know, you have to think about the time when this rifle was built. Efficiency wasn't exactly, you know, the idea. What am I going on here? I had slapped it together, slapped the magwell onto this rifle just for a short I did last week, kind of showing how the magazine works. So the magazine is pretty neat on this rifle, the way it works. It's a mix of an M1. It's kind of like a mix of an M1 Garand and a Carcano, even though both of them are technically based on this rifle. So, you know, that's kind of a neat little thing there. So we're just going to slide you down back in here. Tip you back upside down. You like that. Now, I'm glad I kind of made up a deal with RTI, because I've been wanting to add one of these monikers to my collection for a good minute now. They are interesting rifles. What is going on here? Why are we not? It's already in. Is that the problem? Stop dropping everything. That would be fantastic. looks like. That's what the problem is. The wood's just a little swollen up here. There we go. And of course I forgot to put the magwell trigger assembly back on. Yeah, the wood's just kind of swollen up. Swollen up in here. I mean, this thing's been drenched in chemicals for the better part of a week. So the wood is clearly going to have some swelling. It's still not completely dry. The problem is with here in South Texas where I live, the humidity is super high. I ain't got my glasses on, I can't read. The humidity is super high here, so I've had the stock soaking inside or drying inside of the garage, hanging on a hanger. But it's probably gonna take being here inside of the house with the AC, which AC acts as a dehumidifier, to actually start drying this stuff out really good. And I may actually end up having to add another coat of linseed oil to the stock. It depends on what it does when it's fully dry. So that's the stock on the rifle. Now we're going to take the upper handguard, and this slides in right up under here. I'm going to have to loosen up these here to, I'm gonna have to get my small screwdriver. I'm gonna loosen up this little tab here because these set of wings actually help hold on the upper handguard. Right here. We're going to loosen up this set of wings here so we can slide that in the rest of the way. You back in here. The name of the game with these really old rifles is everything has to be nice and slow and gentle when undoing screws. The last thing you want to do is strip a 100-year-old screw or something like that. Because that's harder to repair and replace than a lot of other things. Now this upper handguard here, I'm going to have to leave kind of loose for the meantime. It didn't have a very good screw in it to begin with. It just had a pin. So I'm gonna have to come up with a different solution for that. I can tighten the actual swivel here to clamp it a little bit. But the pin that goes through here is a little something to be desired. Okay, we're going to check this out here. I'm gonna set this here. We're just gonna do some light taps to kind of get this where it needs to go. Of course, I'm dropping everything. Gentle. It's almost seated where it needs to go. This here, and just give you a little tappy tap. And that's more or less where it needs to go. I'm going to pop this back on here, and we're going to tighten down the swivel just to give it a little bit of clamping force here. And I forgot that one is super screwed up. So that one's just going to be how it is for the time being. Then the front one here. It's also going to be a bit of a problem because of the way that the wood is all messed up. Alright. This one is going to be a problem. I can already see it because it's kind of scraping off the well, everything that's on this thing. So this one might be a problem. I might have to pull it off and sand it. And it's going on there pretty tight. Let's see if maybe I can do some tapping here. Get this thing to seat. If it doesn't want to seat as is, yeah, I'm gonna have to remove some stuff on here before I can properly seat this upper handguard. Doesn't look like much. I might be able to scrape it off right now. Stuff is just, I swear. I might end up having to get a new upper handguard for this rifle eventually, to be honest. This one is just so trashed. Upper handguards never handle time very well. It's because they're such thin pieces of wood. Yeah, even the wood glue I put in here isn't holding very good. Yeah, this thing is shredded. Yeah, the wood is just the consistency of I don't know, Play-Doh maybe. I guess like semi-dry Play-Doh. Let me see if that's enough to get this thing on. See, if this was a sporterized rifle, I wouldn't mind or care about not having the upper handguard on. But this is a sporterized or non-sporterized rifle that I'm trying to keep in original military configuration. So I really want to have all the proper hardware. God, this stuff is just... Hopefully it dries here inside of the house and can handle and yeah, no, I should not be having to tap this on like this. It's gonna suck when I have to inevitably remove this thing and then I have to go through the exact same process. But when I go to remove it, I'm likely gonna be getting a new handguard to begin with. Just give it a little tappity tap, tap, tap. Work it on. Let's clean this a little bit here. I think in total I've got maybe think I have like, of actual continuous work on this rifle, I have about 6 or 7 days of continuous work on this rifle. Okay, and that's out to the set hole. Clean that up one more time, right there. This here, and I believe I have a. Do I have a screw for this one? Did this one just have a pin too? Because I have 1, 2 for that. 1, 2 for this. I have this completely dead screw, which if I remember correct, I think was in here. There wasn't even the right screw inside of the handguard to begin with. Which I don't understand why they put the screw hole directly beneath the actual whatchamacallit, the swivel. It's in the way. It makes it extremely hard to put a proper length screw in here. This is not the right screw. I thought I had another machine screw in here. Okay, we'll worry about those last. Let's go ahead and let's add in put the rear swivel back on. I'm gonna put you there. I'm pretty sure it's these two right here. Look at this. Now you also have to understand with these old rifles, a lot of times armorers will put them together with parts, usually screws and hardware, just to keep them functional. But they're not always correct or even close to being correct sometimes. So I may have to still track down a couple screws or source some, to be honest, locally that aren't original to the rifle, which also in itself isn't all that hard. Okay. What I may do, to be honest, on these swivels and stuff is I may drill this out and then tap this side here. Same thing with this one here to make sure I can get actual screws that actually do something instead of just exist. But we're pretty close here to being done. As it sits, I mean it is serviceable. It still needs time to dry properly all the way, but I'd rather it dry together complete on the the whole unit so it doesn't warp or end up doing weird funny things. Kind of the same idea of you place all your screws before you tighten any one down, because if you tighten just one down, then all the rest may not fit properly. Kind of that idea. Oh man, this one's a thin channel. I'm gonna pop this one in here. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Okay. So what I have left is this screw here, which I can't remember where it goes, an aluminum pin, which if I remember correctly was used in the front, and then this little screw here. Life of me, I cannot remember where it goes. It there's an exterior aim screw. Oh, got a little bit of gunk here. Exterior aim screw. For the life of me, I have no idea. But this rifle is back together. Not a bad looking rifle, if I say so myself. Like I said, I still got to put those front screws on, and this stock still needs to finish completely drying, which it's going to be doing here inside of the house. And then we'll see if there's any other problems that arise after that. But we will hopefully be taking this thing to test shoot here in a couple weeks. Still got to get ammo for it. Now, the M35s here that don't have the new barrels on them that have been upgraded to the 8x56, you can actually fire 7.62x54 out of this rifle. However, it's not going to be accurate because it has an 8mm bore, and 7.62 by 54R has a 7.62 inch bore. So it's going to bounce around and exit out of here, and it's not going to be accurate at all. However, this bore is completely toast from what I've seen, and it's probably not going to be accurate anyways. So, it is what it is. My plans are eventually to pull this barrel off and send it off to a custom barrel maker and have an exact replica of it made in 7.62x54R. That way I have an ammo that's far more available that I can shoot in the rifle. Yeah, that's the plan for that. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, as far as straight pull actions go, it's not great. Then again, the rifle's really old. I'm going to set that there. Let it sit there and hopefully dry. And of course, I made my table dirty again. I just washed it. Oh, that's why I wish I had more room. Ideally here, in the future, I'm going to be building a house and property. Yeah, the zoom in, this camera is a little funky. But I do hope eventually to have a larger room in which I can have a corner that's just dedicated to just gunsmithing and stuff like that. So I don't have to move tables around. I can have the wall. It's going to be a whole thing eventually. Oh, so when it comes to straight pull rifles, this long thing here, it's my Swiss 8911. It's also straight pull. Smoother than the Moniker. But man, this is such a nice rifle. I like this thing. Beautiful rifle. Alright. Set that right back up where we go. Alright, well, I think that's where I'm going to end this little live stream. I got some tabletop to do, I got some editing to do, stuff like that. I just want to kind of BS with y'all while I was getting set up and whatnot. But anyways, I will see y'all next time, and y'all have a good one.